I'd like to introduce our honorary chairman of the New Hampshire Advantage Coalition, Mayor Guinta.
Thank you very much, Jim, and thank you all for being here today to talk about something that I think is critical for not just candidates but our current elected officials to consider this legislative session and future legislative sessions. We in New Hampshire have had an ongoing debate about how we invest in our communities, how we invest in our state, and how we spend the people's money. And I feel after watching the last year and a half legislators and this governor spending $500 million in new spending, we have to stand up for those families, for those taxpayers, and for everyday members of our communities that cannot afford and cannot accept those policies and those positions that are currently taken by the majority here in New Hampshire. It's important and imperative for us to send a very strong message that we stand for something very basic. Limited government, effective government, efficient and productive government are the bedrock principles of New Hampshire, and they should remain the bedrock principles of New Hampshire. Elected officials are not here to fleece taxpayers. They are here to be good stewards of taxpayers' money. Make sensible decisions about how to invest those dollars. What we've seen in the last year and a half is nothing more than a fleecing of taxpayers in New Hampshire. It's not right. We shouldn't stand for it. And we are coalescing a group of individuals in this state who are going to stand up for those individuals who believe in limited government, who believe in effective management of our resources, who believe in proper utilization of those resources, and who believe in increasing government efficiency. I've been a mayor for 2.5 years. I've proposed 3 budgets that cut spending, that make government more efficient, that demand stewards of those dollars remember each and every day when they take a vote, they represent people. We've forgotten, I think, in New Hampshire that we are stewards of people's money. Somebody has to stand up. Somebody has to remind elected officials that when we spend money, it's someone else's dollars. We can have differences of opinion about policy, but we all have to step back and understand that the New Hampshire advantage is in serious jeopardy. I saw the New Hampshire Democratic Party this weekend take a pledge to change the system by which we raise taxes in this state. It's a clear indication to me that an income tax is on the horizon. They should call it what it is. If they stand for more spending, they should be very honest and forthright with the people of New Hampshire. So we are responding, and we are being very honest and forthright with the people of New Hampshire, that we are not going to spend their money frivolously, that we are going to properly invest in our communities, that we are going to demand limitations on what people can spend, and that we are going to, first and foremost, ask for effective and efficient government. It's now happening in communities across our state because we have those pledges in place, because we have those spending caps in place, and because we have effective leadership who stand up for those individuals who can't afford to pay the increases that other officials are asking for. But we want to cement this pledge not just by ordinance, not just by legislative action, but by asking people to be forthright as they run for elected office. If you're going to serve the people of New Hampshire, Republican, Independent, or Democrat, you ought to take the pledge that we're not going to spend any more of your money than is required. And it's very reasonable to say no spending over the average CPI plus a population growth is a standard we all should live by. And if you can't do that, I don't think personally you ought to be elected. And I think the people need to see that basic premise. Are you standing for the advantage that New Hampshire has sustained, or are you looking to change it and alter it by increasing and creating new taxes, and particularly an income tax? It's a very simple issue. The people are serious about it in this state. I see it in my community in Manchester, As I travel to other communities, there's great and growing concern about the dollars that they are being asked to spend as a result of decisions here in Concord. It's not right, it's not fair, and I'm glad to see a growing group of individuals who are willing to stand up for families, for a limited government, for more effective government. And it's been proven. You can have efficient government and good services and low taxes. But we are standing firmly, strongly together in a very united fashion, and we're going to continue to grow this organization. So candidates understand what their responsibility is as stewards of taxpayers' money, and that voters have a very clear, distinctive choice between those who are willing to save what we all care for in the New Hampshire Advantage and those who want to change it. Thank you very much.